Welcome back to Dummy Boy Finance. I'm Dummy Boy, and right now I'm going to go over what happened with Tilray stock and a few key points that I want to talk about going into next week. So right now we're looking at Tilray on the 30-minute time frame, and we were down almost 10% today. And so yesterday we drew this trend line right here that Tilray has been following on its uptrend, but today we did break down from this point. You saw that at the beginning of the day today we did fill our gap to the downside, which was a good thing to see. We bounced up with really nice volume, but then we just bled down the entire day, landing right on top of our support. So our support is around $28.48, so we are above at $29 right now. There's three main points that I want to make for Tilray stock that makes me quite bullish for next week. The first one being the RSI. So the RSI, we closed today at around 32 on the 30-minute time frame. And so just for reference, anytime you have an RSI of 30, you tend to be oversold. And if you have an RSI of 70, you tend to be overbought. And so right now we want to start to see that RSI go up. And if the RSI goes up, we will start to see an increase in stock price. That's the first thing. The second thing is that we actually didn't see that much selling today relative to what we saw in the drop in share price. So if I did not show you how much Tilray dropped today and I only showed you the volume, you would assume that Tilray actually went up. So you can see the beginning of the day, we actually had a lot of green buying volume. And then the rest of the day we were kind of flat, had a little bit of selling. So if you just kind of look at these bars, you could immediately say that we had a lot more buying than selling. And so that 10% does seem a little sketchy. And so the third bullish point that I want to make is that options expired today. So we know that Tilray went through a short squeeze, and we know there was a lot of short interest on this stock. And so what they were trying to do for these last couple of days is bring this price as low as they possibly could to cover their position so they minimize their losses. The thing with stocks that have high short interest, you have to really know what's going on behind the scenes. And because this stock has had such a high short interest and we have gone through a short squeeze, all we saw the last couple 2 days were big hedge funds trying to minimize their losses by bringing the share price down. And what validates that for me is the fact that we saw more buying today than selling, just strictly off of volume. And we're also sitting at an oversold situation for the RSI. And so those three main factors make me bullish for next week. And I don't think the short sellers will be able to bring this down that much further. Just looking at the buying volume, we're getting too many people stepping into the stock opposed to selling. And so I am actually excited to see how this one trades come Tuesday and the rest of the week. We've had tough days in the cannabis sector these last couple days. For points of reference next week, if Tilray can get back on top of this trend line, then bulls will have control of the stock once again, and we should start to see a lot more momentum to the upside. Right now we are slightly bearish because we are below our uptrend line, but we are holding above a short-term line of support. And so next week we'll really see where this one wants to go. Because options expired today, I do expect more of a free trade environment come Tuesday. And it's also following a long weekend, and it's coming off of 2 consecutive red days in the cannabis sector. So I'm excited to see how this entire situation plays out next week. Don't get scared away if you are in this stock. You got to understand the options game to really know what's going on here. Stock went up really quickly. Short sellers got screwed, so they had to bring the price down to cut their losses and minimize as much as they could. And it looks like they tried to do their best today, brought it down to $29 a share. So if you guys enjoyed this video on Tilray, don't forget to like this video. We are on that road to 10K subs, so if you made it to this point, feel free to hit that subscription button. This is Dummy Boy Finance. I'm Dummy Boy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.